Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Hotel Talk Podcast. Here with me, your host, Farah Shamas. And today I have with us Eleni Savva, who is a transformation and executive coach, filmmaker, speaker, and curator, and who's also involved in the TEDxEleftheriaSquare, which is coming up very, very soon in Cyprus, in Nicosia. So I'm going to start, first of all, welcoming you, Eleni. So happy because I know that you listen to our podcast, you told me.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
We love having fans of Hotel Talk being guests on here also. But I'm going to start off by diving straight in to talk about TEDxEleftheriaSquare. So we know that there's TEDx's, I think 3,000 now, different TEDx's going on annually all over the world. But why don't you tell us a little bit about TEDx, a little bit about what actually the TEDxEleftheriaSquare is all about, and how did you get involved?
Right. Wow. It's a lovely story, actually. So, as you rightly said, we are TEDxEleftheriaSquare. Bit of a tongue twister as well. We recently
definitely for people who aren't used to Cyprus.
No.
Geography and language. Yeah, it's
Absolutely.
a tough
So we are getting people to familiarize themselves with saying it's TEDxEleftheriaSquare, but it's quite symbolic. So we've kind of chosen the location based on the fact that it's Freedom Square.
Yeah, I was about to say it would be easier to say in English, actually.
Freedom Square. But no, we have it in multiple languages, and the idea that we're doing it under a bridge. So the bridge for us is quite symbolic as well, because this whole event is primarily about building these bridges, these connections with people from multiple disciplines, different array of fields, and people that are kind of like connecting together for one common cause, which is hopefully a night of inspirational talks, innovation, curiosity. Everything is, we're aiming to ignite all those sort of elements in people who will either take part or join us on the 12th of October.
Amazing. So the next event, is this the first event, or
this is our second event?
Second event, okay. And you're doing one a year, or?
Well, maybe more.
Maybe more,
yeah.
Okay, amazing. And who was the person behind it that actually then got TEDx to Nicosia?
So that's one of our co-organizers, who's Artem Rodichev.
Where's he from?
He's from Russia.
Okay.
Yeah, he's from Russia. He's been in Cyprus for a few years, and he had done quite a few TEDx's in Moscow, and then he acquired the license for Cyprus, and he is the holder of the biggest license of TEDx in Cyprus at the moment.
Okay.
So that means he gets to sort of have a vaster audience share, and that's how the licenses work. So yes, our co-organizer decided, let's do one in Cyprus, and then started the process of gradually recruiting all the appropriate people and formed a team. And we're an international team based on and scattered all over Cyprus, really, and some abroad. And together we just started this whole brainstorming sort of journey, if you like. And we wanted everything to be perfect, everything to sort of, be something that's outside of the ordinary, thinking outside of the box, even when it came to coming up with our theme, which is titled Symphony of Minds. So that in itself required a lot of effort. So we sat together, excuse me, as a team, and we're like, right, what could we name this? And I came up with the idea Symphony of Minds, because I wanted to give it a bit of a poetic twist, something that people aren't accustomed to hearing on a regular basis. And when I envisaged it...
not like just leadership.
No,
or,
leadership,
more,
all this, all that.
Yeah.
So when I envisaged it, I just sort of imagined all these great minds coming together. I imagine them like instruments in an orchestra. So just like every single musical instrument in an orchestra has its own variation of pitch, timbre, rhythm, beat, sound, our speakers reflect that. So they're all different, and they're from 5 different countries as well, aside from what it is that they specialize in and what they're experts in. But when you put them together, they create this almost like a musical masterpiece of minds. So hence the Symphony of Minds.
Yeah. Amazing. I love that. Well, I just recently spoke at TEDx Molos here in Limassol, and that was completely sold out. I think you've got anyway, don't you, a limit to 100 people.
Sure.
But I love that because it doesn't make it intimate and it's big enough and it's very powerful. So I can't wait. I can't join you on the 12th, but I'm definitely coming to the next one.
Oh, yeah.
That's for sure. So how can somebody get tickets? Where do they look it up?
So it's on our website for TEDxEleftheriaSquare. .com. Absolutely. It's also on our Instagram as well.
Okay.
There's constant references to where you can purchase a ticket.
Okay.
And yep, if I were you, I would hurry up. Anyone who's listening,
definitely get it, because you know what happened in Limassol. I mean, and I was posting like everyone get their tickets, and so many friends were like, "Oh yeah, that's so cool. There's TEDx going on. We're gonna get our ticket. We're gonna get our ticket." And lo and behold, you know, the day of the event, the day before, my phone was like ringing. People were like, "Oh, you're a speaker. Can you help us get a ticket?" And I'm like, "No, like that's it, guys. It's done. You know,
it's done."
And then we were lucky. Well, lucky in a way. My husband had, I think he knew, so he bought 2 extra tickets.
Clever man.
And then so we did manage to help out a couple of friends, but everyone else in my Instagram was just like, even from people I don't know, like, "Oh, you know, where can we get a ticket today? We want to come." I'm like, "Well, next time, next one." Yeah. So I think the nice thing is that I think a lot of people in Cyprus, surprisingly, quite a few did not know about TEDx or what it is. I think when they've been explained to, they get it, but then they're like, "Oh yeah, I saw on YouTube," but it doesn't click immediately.
No.
And I think now with all these different events going on, people are now understanding and also what they can gain from it. So let's talk a bit about that, because I think we're all used to going to seminars and forums and summits. And it's almost like, oh, we're invited, or our company wants us to go, or I don't know what. And people feel like it's an effort or
it's
working.
a chore rather than something you do for pleasure.
Which is not TEDx. So let's go into a bit about that. Like, what can somebody expect?
Oh my God, I think the operative word here would be inspiration, because, you know, ideas change everything, don't they?
Yeah.
And that's what each individual speaker sort of brings to the table, brings to this event. Like you rightfully said, it is not a conference. It's not some sort of corporate gathering. It's about these great minds. And what's incredible about these great minds is they're all different. So we've got people who specialize. We've got the Sir Christopher Bistarides, for example, who's a Nobel laureate and has made Cyprus very proud. He will be speaking about economics and AI. But then in the same breath, you've got Miranda Dringis, who's a herbalist, and she talks about, you know, returning to your roots, literally and physically, and how the natural world, which is something that we've forgotten, is actually good for our longevity.
Yeah, gives us everything.
Then we've got dancers. We've got, you know, Ariana Economou and a street artist, Achilleas Michailidis, and we have Galina Yusefovic, who's an incredible author of literature. What she has done is just absolutely remarkable. So it's bringing all of these incredible minds, like I just mentioned, and sharing these ideas, talking about their personal stories and how their journey started off in life. And this notion that, you know what, at the end of the day, you can absolutely achieve anything as long as you're passionate about it and that you love what you do and that you want to be that change that you're talking to other people about. You become that change. So it's almost infectious on a TEDx event to be around all of that, and then to get to network with all these people is a positive thing.
I was just about to say, there's the networking as well, which is great.
The networking is incredible, because when are you going to next be in a space full of, you know, great-minded and like-minded people like that? It's a rare occasion. So we promise to deliver on that, definitely.
And I also, the other thing I love about TEDx is that, yes, there are these people who maybe are very well known in their field, but they're not necessarily speaking about their field. It's definitely, they're not even allowed to like promote their company or have an agenda there. So there's no sales pitches. There's no, you know, propaganda going on. They are literally sharing an idea that might actually not even be related to their field. And it's just something that's so interesting. So you leave with such a, you know, interesting bucket of ideas
Absolutely.
to unpack in your own time.
It's a bit like when we go to the movies. It's a form of escapism.
Mm-hmm.
This is the same thing disguised in a different uniform. So you go to escape, and yeah, a lot of these people in their day to day, they don't do public speaking, and it's a shame because we want them to share these great ideas with the rest of the world,
Mm.
and inspire someone, influence someone to be that next generation of change, which
Exactly.
again is what our team is all about.
And also, they're not long. You know, there's a max time limit of 18 minutes. Recommended
Correct.
is around 15.
Yeah,
So, you know, and some people, I think the shortest one was like a couple of minutes. Like
yeah,
some people just give a 10 or
yeah,
12 or 4. I think mine was just over 13 minutes, mine. Yeah.
yeah.
So, yeah, it's short and sweet and you can completely stay focused. And then the next one comes and there's 3 in a row, a break. So the format is ideal, really. So after this, when is the next one?
Oh, well,
Oh, we have to watch this
you're gonna have
space.
to watch this space, because yes, as a team, we've already thought of our next steps and where we want to go with this. And again, it goes back to our tagline, which is think beyond, bridge worlds. So
Mm,
that's what we're encouraging people to do with our team at TEDxEleftheriaSquare, is just think beyond the norm.
mm,
We want to not just bridge people, we want to bridge worlds. So we really want to take this internationally, and yeah.
yeah.
So watch this space.
Okay, watch this space. So I'm going to talk a little bit about you now.
Oh,
How did you get involved in this? And tell us a bit about you. You're obviously separate from your name.
mm.
You're definitely not separate from your accent. And so I sense a bit of a chalua going on here.
That's absolutely
And
right.
okay, yeah. Where do you live? I'll do the Cilla Black. Where do you live? Where
Ah,
do you come from? Where did you grow up? Tell us a bit about you.
surprise, surprise, that's
Surprise,
Cyria.
surprise.
So,
Oh,
yeah, you've picked up on everything. So I'm a BBC, British
hmm.
born Cypriot, but I can tell from your accent that you can relate to
You can
that
relate.
good old
Yeah.
London accent. But I did some of my upbringing in Cyprus. I went to the American Academy in Larnaca, and then I was counting the days to just spread my wings and go off back to London, where I studied filmmaking. I absolutely loved it. I've been very passionate about that sort of thing
And why filmmaking?
because I'm a storyteller at
Mm.
heart. I have always been a storyteller since I was about 5 years old, and it's been written in all of my report cards as well. You know, she needs to focus on this, this, and this, but she's great as a storyteller. And that sort of passion honed in me throughout the years. And like I mentioned at the start, you know, you've got to do what you love, what your heart beats for. And I did. And it took a bit of a struggle because I had a very strict father who was a surgeon and in his opinion felt that wouldn't be appropriate. I'm sure you
Mm.
understand. Typical
Yeah, not even a
Cypriot.
career. I mean, what is
No,
this?
what is this?
You
This is,
know?
you know, he was like, no, no, this is Mickey Mouse degree. And
Yes,
I'm like,
yes.
okay, but it's not. But I did it. I
Yeah.
persevered. I did it, and I discovered that even post graduation, every time I would find subjects because I enjoyed documentary filmmaking. Everybody just at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter whether you're a homeless person, a banker, an artist. You all want the same thing. Do you know what that is? You just want to be heard. You want someone to listen to you.
Mhm.
So when I started doing these documentaries, I realized that people wanted to tell me a lot more than just what I was there for. They've got a story. They've got their own narrative. And yeah, I I discovered through time that I wanted to go above and beyond just filming that. I wanted to help people, listen to them, encourage them to actually, you know what? Don't give up. There are ways you can do this. It's not the end of the road for you here. And then from film, I entered the corporate world in good old square mile of London in sort of different industries from digital marketing, consultancy work. And again, it was the art of storytelling. And then I got into mentoring and coaching. And then I sort of married everything together and realized I am doing this every day without realizing it I now want to embark on this journey into the journey of coaching. And that's exactly what I did.
And so you coach mainly online or in person?
Both.
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 Okay. And who do you coach?
Oh my God. As in what kind of people?
Yeah.
They are from all walks of life. I've got bankers. So these sort of people are interested in developing their or continued professional career and what holds them back, how they can, go high to C-suite level. And then you've got other people who are just a bit lost in life, who have had a midlife crisis. And I found that this has become more of a thing post-COVID. So people have been left at home with too much time on their hands, and then thought starts to penetrate that brain. And it's like, right, actually, I'm not happy with my life right now. I'm not happy doing this 9 to 5. I want more from my life. This isn't, soul satisfying. What do I do? And a lot of people just need a bit of help. They just need guidance. The answers are there. And sometimes you'll find that the answers are staring at you right in front of your face. But there's a bit of a blur and it gets a bit cloudy, and you just need someone's assistance to kind of, clear that fog and, right, here's your journey, here's where you start.
And many people just need to offload.
Absolutely.
As well.
To put it simply, people just want to offload. Yeah.
And also, I think there's a lot, because people are not as social as they used to be.
No,
so,
they're not.
Before you'd have your friends, you'd have your church, you'd have your community, you'd have, community hall. You were in groups, people would go bowling. I don't know. There's a million things.
Yep.
And now people don't have that. So they don't have an outlet. And then when they do see a friend or a partner or a family member, they feel guilty about talking about themselves for an hour.
Yes.
Then it has to be, oh, what about you? And then always the dominant one will take over. Whereas if, they can just say, right, this hour is for me. I'm paying someone, but I am just talking about me and I'm focusing on myself. And everybody needs that.
Everybody.
And it goes back to everyone wanting to be heard. So I love it. That's how it's tied in.
Yeah.
Amazing. So I have a question for you then about without saying names, obviously, of your clients, but what is the common, denominator that you see in your clients? I would say apart from wanting to be heard then, because you have just answered it, but what is a common thread that you see in a lot of your clients?
Lack of confidence.
Lack of confidence.
Lack of confidence, which is quite surreal, actually, to think that people, what holds them back is insecurities. And then you have to understand where those insecurities stem from. And you know what? It's classic textbook. It always stems back.
Yeah, early childhood.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Early childhood, something. And sometimes it doesn't surface. It stays dormant until another life event has taken place. And then, boom.
That reminds me of when my mother told me.
That's right. My mum told me I could have a lollipop, and now I have a thing with lollipops.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so true. Oh my goodness. I was actually talking about that yesterday because I was interviewed. For a change, I was interviewed.
Oh, nice.
By Elizabeth Friedrich, who's been on this podcast for her podcast Crossroads. And we were talking exactly about that, about self-esteem, about finding yourself, about learning how to say no.
Yes.
It's such an interesting.
That what you just said is so powerful. Learning how to say no.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's tough. So, what is your favorite quote? I ask everybody this.
Okay. Well, I think I'm going to base it on my own beliefs, the way I view life. And it's a quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson. And again, it's very much in tune with what we've just been discussing now. And the quote goes, "What lies behind you and what lies in front of you pales in comparison to what lies inside you."
Oh, that's so lovely. I have never heard that quote.
Yeah.
Say it again.
What lies behind you and what lies in front of you pales in comparison to what lies inside you.
How beautiful.
I think
And again, it's all about the now.
It's all about the now.
All about the now. It's what's in you is what's in you now.
Yeah. Channeling that inner beauty, because I think every single human being has that quality in them. Sometimes you just need someone to trigger it.
Yeah. And help it come out.
Yeah,
and be proud of it.
Yeah,
so I
own
tell my
it.
kid, own it. Know your name.
Yeah.
Know who you are. Be yourself. And don't apologise for that.
Don't apologise for anything.
Yeah.
No, just be you.
Absolutely. Oh, I couldn't agree more. But yeah, that's how I am. But a lot of people don't get it.
Same.
That's okay.
It's okay. They don't need to get it. I get it.
You don't need to like me. It's all right. I'm not offended.
I'm not offended. No,
I'll just be weird on my own.
Yeah. Oh, I love being weird.
I know, it's great.
And
Own your
silly.
uniqueness. Right, bonus question. Let's see. What do you?
Here we go.
What did you get?
Okay. What's your favourite way to spend a rainy day?
There you go. Natalie asked you that.
Right. Well, okay, look. I am obsessed with the sea. Whether it's summer, winter, whatever the case may be.
And you live in Larnaca.
And I live in
Larnaca.
And there's a reason why I live where I live, because living in the UK all these years, I felt like that was stripped from me, and I need that in my life.
Yeah, the Thames doesn't cut it.
The Thames, and I lived right next to the Thames. I mean, it's just not the same.
It's just not the same. At least it's a bit of water.
Just a bit different. It's just slightly.
Just slightly. You don't want to dip your toes in.
No. But on a rainy day, I will still put myself in a situation where I'm either going to grab a takeaway coffee with my partner and just watch the sea. And I think it's even more beautiful when it's a rainy day.
It is beautiful.
And that's how I switch off. And I don't take my phone with me either. So it stays in the car. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yes. Well, that's different to a duvet and a cup of tea.
No, it's not going to be a Netflix and chill.
I
need to go and see that sea. Yes.
And I love that. It's appreciating nature in all forms and all seasons and all times of day. Because all the time, it's just beautiful.
It's just beautiful, no matter what. And like I said, because I got deprived of that living in London, and it's just grey blocks, and like you said, the River Thames, which is awful. So now I will take any single, chance I have to just be close to it.
To appreciate the beauty of the sea. And we have a beautiful sea here in Cyprus. It's so lovely.
God, it's so inviting.
It's amazing. Well, thank you so much. We're very excited about TEDxEleftheriaSquare, everyone.
Yay.
So we will put all the links in the show notes. Make sure, I hope by the time this is out, there still are tickets available. So grab your ticket. Definitely follow. We've got to follow you on all social media platforms so we know when events are going on.
Yep.
And best of luck with it and everything else, and your coaching and your own speaking and filmmaking and everything else.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. It's been lovely sitting here talking with you.
My pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button because it helps us more than you may realize. If you are planning on coming to visit us at St. Raphael Resort and Marina, feel free to email our reservations team quoting Hotel Talk and receive an exclusive offer just for you. We look forward to seeing you soon, hearing your feedback about our show, and producing many, many more interesting episodes just for you, our listener, and our valued guest in mind. Thank you so much, and take care.